Cloud9 versus Luminosity, our final match of today, the first day of the week here for ECS Season 7 Finals, week number 4. Yes.
Wait. Is it?
Yes.
It is. How can you don't question the host, man? Even if he's wrong, you just got to go. Just got to be like.
It's for
give
myself.
the eyes,
Questioning myself.
give the eyes to the screen and be like, I don't know if this guy's making sense right now. And then he's got to move on. If you're just joining us, 258 days since you could draw on a map. It's okay though. We did send a picture of the clock to Valve. So far, there's been no response, but they're not. Sometimes you get a cheeky response from them, so who knows? I just want it to be. I mean, it's got to be. I don't even know if it's on their list of things to do. At this point, I don't know. It should be.
Should be.
It should be. There are clear shortcomings in a. You want the game to be as accessible as possible, right? So if people like Sean Gares are making videos, educational videos, and they can't draw on a map to kind of explain strategy, then there's a problem. Then that needs to be on the list. So I think it needs to be on the list. I think if we politely harass them, then no, if we politely send messages, then I think that maybe it'll be higher on the list. People recognise that the struggle is real. 258 days is a long time.
There's just so many potentially cool things that can come through it, and we've talked about all these ideas. We brainstormed how maybe you could do it like Dota, where in Dota there's builds that you can go through a list and be like, I'm playing this character, I can do this build, and it shows you sort of the path of like skills and items and stuff like that. There could be the same thing with like, oh, you're playing Mirage. Oh, you want to be like do you want to be an entry fragger, or like here are some nades that you need to know. These are some paths you need to know. That like here are some pro players that do these roles. Here are some demos. Like there's loads of ways to link things in, or maybe have a guy before the game's loaded into a lobby, draw on the map, assign roles.
Content.
Pause in the middle of a game, draw on the map, give orders.
Yeah, like a shared map you can illustrate on. I did send a request for that as well.
I like that.
Well, let's talk about this match. Let's go straight into the veto, shall we? And we can kind of get some meat and potatoes to play with our food. Luminosity versus Cloud9. Nuke and Vertigo have been vetoed. Oh. I do believe Vertigo is being played in a Liquid match. But here we are. Train is going to be the first map, then Inferno and Dust 2 as a decider.
Okay.
Now,
do you want to go ahead?
No,
I was just going to say, all right, so we know that Luminosity love Train, although it can be at times not the best for them.
What they love can betray them on occasion.
But Inferno, we often get like that often happens in Luminosity matchups that we get Inferno and they just struggle. They struggle incredibly badly on Inferno, especially on the T side. They really, really struggle there. So if they can't win Train, I feel like this is going to be over in 2.
All right. Well, those are the vetoes. We need to see the opinions of the people. Now, of course, with MIBR playing, we will already have a Brazilian contingent. I know they thoroughly enjoyed that series. There's a lot of talk about the shenanigans of Fallen on Overpass on Twitter. Yeah. So I expect we'll see a good turnout here for Luminosity, but I think we need to do our own predictions first, no?
I mean, so for me, because I'm just deciding I'm going to go first.
Very well.
I will choose Cloud9. I think Train, for example, is going to be a good map for Cloud9. Even in their state of disarray, they have some great players. Automatic is still playing ridiculously good Counter-Strike. He's the dedicated AWPer. I think he's going to have a great game. I think Cajun's going to have a great game here. And then moving forwards onto an Inferno, I think that they have the routine and they're more of an up-to-date team. Even despite Luminosity being together forever, Luminosity still don't play properly sometimes.
I'm gonna go with Luminosity here. I just think Cloud9's kind of in a funk. They have a lot of pressure to perform well. People don't like the lineup. Not saying that just because of that they'll do worse, but sometimes Luminosity has a fire in them. Head one bolts in them can just steal. They can make some waves.
Connor Sliggy Blofeld.
I'm going to go with Cloud9. Probably a 2-0 as well. Luminosity are quite inconsistent, I guess, performance-wise, I find.
So, Connor, why were you considered the most toxic person in TS?
I just used to flame people, that was it.
I respect that. Sometimes you got to flame.
I mean, he's just good at what he does.
He's a motivator.
Those are the thoughts of, yes, if you're good at what you do, you might as well keep doing it. I am going to go for Cloud9 as well, because I feel like that they didn't have the greatest performance at Blast, but you could see, despite the new roster, some coordination between pairs and trios of people. And I think that while Cloud9 have a lot of issues of late, Luminosity often have issues in general. And I feel like there's a lack of leadership in terms of a talisman on that particular team. team. And I feel like there'll be more coordination from Cloud9. And as Dan mentioned, you've got the Inferno issues as well. So for me, I'm going to pick Cloud9. Now we need to see the fan prediction, see what they think is going to happen.
Oh, wow.
How about that? We spoke about the Brazilian contingent. They are coming in droves for this one. 58%, they are a favorite as far as the stream monsters are concerned. Almost a solid 60% there over Cloud9. Now an underdog, but what are the Pinnacle odds? We've seen the predictions brought by Pinnacle, and it seems that Cloud9 are a solid favorite.
I think that makes
an impartial view on this, and yeah, I think, especially now that they know what the maps are, I think Inferno is a big asterisk for Luminosity. They have struggled so much on that. I mean, there's always, you never know when they're going to stop struggling, but I feel like this conversation has been so long, and I don't know if we've seen enough improvement from the squad. It was interesting, actually. KNG tweeted about Entz's success at Blast, saying that Entz are what Immortals would have been if they'd stayed together, you know, after coming second at the major to Gambit.
I don't know that I agree with that personally.
I would have liked to have seen them play more, though. So you never know, and we will never know.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It's one of the post-major tragedies we've seen. Obviously, Cloud9 being another one of those, maybe obviously even bigger. So that's all very interesting, but we can only guess. We can only surmise. We'll never know for sure. That's a shame. It's a real shame. I'll never get over that. I feel like a love has been taken away.
You'd never get over that, huh?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be sad forever.
Maybe you should see a therapist, James.
Therapist can't.
You have us. You have the fam.
The family. Maybe that will balance things out, but it's just not the same. It's just not the same, man.
It's what doesn't major.
You know, look at you, but I think Cloud9.
What could have been? What could have been?
Yeah.
What
a weird
world.
world.
Threw it away. Just threw
then
it away.
Tarek going to NRG.
Threw it away.
Could have had some of the band back together, but they're all playing different instruments now.
Oh, yeah. That's actually a good point. That's actually a really good point. That would have been really interesting, actually,
you got
to see a return of
Cloud9
Tarek.
with like guitars. Tarek's gone on to the African instruments. You know, he's far away. Won't be back there anytime soon.
Well, we're into the game. Cloud9 against Luminosity. I have to say, I think, you know, one of the things that for this lineup that I'm not, I think Vice needs a lot of time to grow, and I don't know his background, but.
Are you saying that you don't think he's ready for Cloud9 just yet?
Yes, I think that he is. Like some of the other players are a bit further ahead, but okay. Well, Nekus didn't know really all that much about those 2 kills, but he pushed the smoke. Absolutely, let's get in there. Let's get in. Let's get involved. Yeah. Oh, he's got fully involved, maximum involvement.
Looking for the ace now.
And he's not going to get it. It'll be denied, but that's okay. But I want to say that everyone's eyes should be on automatic. If you've missed the fact that automatic is godlike, then at Blast, that certainly highlighted that fact. Despite Cloud9 being the least successful team by far in that tournament of the partnered and invited teams, automatic had some of the best statistics of the entire tournament, despite his team losing every single match.
He's the man.
So
he's a man.
Yeah, he's incredible.
He's definitely a man. Luminosity 1 up some RNG, although Nek has put himself in a position to succeed by firing those shots through the smoke in the first place, so all credit to him. The HE is minimal. I feel like, I guess if there was a rush down the ramp, you could throw it sideways, so all good in the hoods, and that is very brief. Very brief indeed.
Bolts so strong.
Nothing to say about that one. It just came and it went PDQ. Pretty damn quick.
CS done quick.
5 AKs though for Cloud9, so we'll see the action hitting Luminosity straight away. And the AKs, if you get them out into the A yard, they should be favorable, so I would not be too surprised to see a slow round into an A take from Cloud9 of some description. But they're all walking towards the inner actually, so perhaps they have other ideas and might just want to burst on inner at a fairly quick timing before Luminosity can go aggressive anywhere and figure anything out. Look at the peaks together there, and Bolts is, so it's a complete retake setup for B, but with SMGs. I don't know how successful that will be.
It's going to be very difficult from that range. So Steel smartly going to close the distance a little bit. Timing window allows him to do it. And here comes the execute.
Moving up top, there's flashbangs causing problems. Steel's done some damage, which may be followed up upon. Ooh, the HE Golden's he's not gonna have some issues. Doesn't go far enough. HE landing in no man's land. And now it's time for the post plant from Cloud9, moving around the smoke grenades, trying to deploy more, not quite getting there, Vice. He will be taken out. The molly to force Cajun forward. Lucas still in connector for the time being. 2 of these 4 players have some defuse kits spraying through the smoke, and the frags keep coming for Luminosity. Golden is alone. 1 versus 4. Smoke up top gives him angles on the bomb for the time being. We've got 1 player moving in. Some spray, nothing doing just yet. Did he hear the bomb being touched? Hasn't fired a shot just yet, so he is
I don't think he heard that.
to die.
I don't know if he got flashed or something as soon as he tapped it.
Could be also the gunfire coming through the smoke.
Yeah.
However, he was still very unlikely to really do anything there. And that would be disappointing for Cloud9. They could opt to force it up here, get 3 AKs and 2 guys who can prioritize nades, try to work an outside play or something similar. Or they could just go for the half buy with nades, which is, I think, mostly preferable. Having 1 AK, though, could be quite fun. But
I like that.
But they opt for the Deagles. I think on this map it's difficult unless you can get out to the yard. And given how passive Luminosity are playing on these forward positions, the one smoke that gets you to E-box could be pretty valuable here. That's a good start. Cajun with the Deagle. Cajun is dangerous.
Cajun B. Have you ever had Cajun food?
Okay, all right. This is a problem now. 5 versus 3. Lucas out there. Low HP trade comes in. It's headshots all abound here for Cloud9, as now only Steel and Neckers are able to offer up anything here for Luminosity. Good wrap though from Neckers. And I'll even up the numbers ever so slightly. There we go.
Steel 1 versus 2. He's got a player in red towards the hell position. The smoke gives a clue. Maybe he's got the sound cues. Maybe he hears Cajun B rotating away, but the creep for the smoke suggests otherwise. Took a gamble, so obviously he didn't hear the rotation. And there is the first round on the board for Cloud9. Difficult spot regardless.
Ooh.
Cloud9, so much mileage out of these. Again, if you can invite someone to peek you at such a tight angle, can be favorable with the Desert Eagle, or at least greatly increase your percentages. Did go for a fast play, didn't happen. 1 round on the board for Cloud9, and Luminosity buy within an inch of their economy. They must win this round.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That was a surprising victory, and it's left Cloud9 with a bunch of cash in the bank.
In the back.
Lucas quick to pop dog, and although Vice was down there first, he was not quite ready for that one, although the trades will be thick here on the A-bomb site and fast. And we'll see a 3 versus 3, which is perfect for a T side. They can reset the situation now. They've got so much time to do so.
I miss Flusher on Cloud9. I wonder culturally if, like Santa Monica is not quite Sweden, is it? So it's nice, weather-wise it's nice, but culturally, I think it's so different. I don't know if that was a problem for him, because it can be a lonely thing if you just get plucked from the Nordics,
yeah,
and end up in, North America with all your friends and family very far away.
And that was always a big deal for that core Fnatic team at the beginning. They were everyone was getting in team houses, and they were the only ones that was like, nah, no, we're just gonna and we'll hold this thought because we've got a quick flank there. That's the bomb as well. And still, he's really thrown a wrench into the works because the bomb's been dropped, which affects how the CTs will position. And Cloud9 now needs to quickly move towards the A-bomb side here with Rush, see if he can find something. They're not going fast enough right now. So they waited too long. Again.
Yeah, a very timely rotation from Steel. Now you've got 2 players watching the B-bomb site. Cajun B moves down before the smoke comes out, still alive for the time being. Cajun B still underrated, doesn't really have the name value of some of the players that he used to play with. Out of the limelight in terms of top flight CS for a while, but he is a solid player for sure.
I felt like he's got a bad rap for being, because he was more of a support player, I guess. But now in Cloud9 role, you can see him top fragging a lot more.
Yeah, support player forced into roles that maybe nobody wanted to do, things like that, So we shall see what he is able to do as this Cloud9 roster continues. I do wonder how long it will last. We've seen some quick ins and outs, like an FNS, for example, with Cloud9.
And
So-
Rambo, the coach, just got
Yeah.
replaced as well.
Yeah, he got jettisoned into the sun as well, so lots of ejections on Cloud9. So you never know when they'll actually be stable. It's just guesswork from the outside.
It's been over a year. It's literally
Year
been
and a
over
half.
Year and a half? Time flies, man.
Almost.
Since what?
Since Cloud9 had a stable roster.
Oh, yeah.
Just constant problems. And that's just, at this level, it's so detrimental
It's
to the
sad.
team. Yeah, it's very sad. It
It's
sucks.
sad.
Yeah,
They are, I would say, the biggest Counter-Strike brand in North America. I would say them over Liquid for sure. But yeah, they just need to find that spark once again.
wow.
Automatic, a man who I think even now is still underrated, generally speaking, and I think people really appreciate his role in Cloud9 when everyone would look at Stewie 2K and so on. Still trying to do something. There is a trade from Golden, obviously back after a long hiatus due to illness. Neckers around the E-box position, trying to hold things down. There's 29 seconds now for Vice and Automatic to get through these choke points. Smoke dissipating, that will leave Neckers exposed. Poor positioning from him, perhaps. 2-on-2 now. Cloud9 still needs to get near the bomb site. Henny will be heard by Automatic, who takes him out. An opportunity to take out Vice has come and gone. Don't think Bolts has been spotted. A relatively safe plot. Or is it? No, his arse is showing.
Oh,
9
goodness.
seconds and Vice will trade. Only one person survives.
That was such a poor play from Luminosity. You have the number advantage. Time is winding down, and you're still trying to get picks or look for information at that point in the round. Just again, seems like a big problem. You have advantage. Why push it? I mean, it's 2-4 right now. It's not last round of the game. You don't have to make anything crazy happen. Just play it smart. Play it safe. Let them plant the bomb if you have to. I think that gives away information right there.
Neckers creeping. Bolts peeking. And he may be weeping that he has a scout and not an AWP.
I like that.
Cloud9 fiending for some anti-eco frags, or is it a force buy? I think it's a force buy.
Yeah. Yeah, they all had such low money, like $1,400, that they were just like, screw it.
Yeah, chip in a chair, as they would say in poker. KGB maneuvering forward. Golden with some pre-fire. Oh, lovely bait. Henny's right place, right time. So far, so good. Maybe a weapon to be collected. Steel taken out. Neckers will get some revenge for him moving forward. Maybe can. Just really wants that gun. What?
What just happened?
Did he just frag rush?
I think so.
Get a replay of that?
What?
This has been a pretty traumatic round here for Cloud9. They can't quite seem to get... It was that scout from Henny. Henny got like 3 scout connections pretty much straight away, and they couldn't seem to deal with him. And they weren't trading. They weren't sort of moving with trade fragging spacing. He's getting shot. that's like
Lost
that.
bullet in the magazine as well.
It's like that shot you referenced of me from Mirage. Yeah, it's like exactly the same thing. It's like you don't see them, you just get hit. He's like,
That's ridiculous.
But you know what? So good mechanics are important. One of the reasons is because when you play your map, he's in the E-box position. In his brain, he knows how many degrees of a turn that is. And so he's doing that without thinking. His brain's just doing it. So, although it looks absolutely ridiculous, he knows where he's getting shot from, even though he can't see. And that will be a very surprising round for Luminosity, but you know, much like Cloud9, one of surprising rounds. Good read from Steel there. Throwing the nade into the smoke in case there are a bunch of T's lining up behind it, which there are. He just knows, and it's a wipeout, surely. Nice shot from Rush to take him down, but his team did not gain position onto the site, so...
Ooh, almost, not quite. KGB, 24 HP.
Denied. So close.
Denied. So close, but the door was slammed shut in his face. Luminosity, they're having a good CT side so far in terms of score. Their money is being kept on this, so they are on the verge of breaking. But for now, They are not. They haven't. They are in the lead, 6-2 in favor of Luminosity versus the 5 AKs of Cloud9. The CT side is where Luminosity need to do the heavy lifting. The T side is what is always lacking for them.
Good point, because I was about to say that. Took the words right out of my brain. Golden getting a little chunked a little bit. Golden not doing too hot. And continue the 1-9 streak.
Nothing doing. Heavy artillery from Luminosity around the A main position. Grenades, bullets, shrapnel, everything. Knives and forks, maybe even a spoon. A boost in from Cloud9 around the pop dog position. Nothing doing. Nickers will consider his position. Won't be caught out again like he was last time. He continues moonwalking back to connector. Onto the bomb site. We have a huge flank from Steel. Flanked up the ladder in a previous round. Now he's made his way all the way down Ivy. He's nothing in main so far, but that's going to send people deeper into the B-bomb site, which seems to be a mistake. Hasn't quite checked main. The bomb is above Pop Dog. I think he just heard some sound cues below him. He may have seen the bomb there as well. He knows there's a guy towards main, so that could be an A-split. Doesn't quite know. Oh, the timing's interesting, but he has trapped himself now. Vice is on the hunt, and that is the elimination. 40 seconds remain. Vice seen with the bomb, but where will they go, Cloud9? They're in a really odd spot themselves.
Yeah, they are. With 29 seconds, they're forced to rush outside. Head one's in a good spot to get killed, but he doesn't get on occasion.
I think he was standing on the ladder as opposed to just on the lip, so I think he was completely inaccurate. Because he had the ladder accuracy.
Oh my goodness.
And here we go. The bomb is just about being planted. Bolt's not going to poke out just in case someone's holding the angle. They're not for now. And there's a free kill. Hops back looking for trade fraggers. Limits his exposure. Smart stuff. Great play. Both players with kits for Luminosity. Neckers around connector. May have made some steps. We've got a Cloud9 player moving up the ladder to the heaven position. Bolts moves further out. Neckers has been spotted. KGB will swat. And that leaves Bolts in a 1 versus 2. Does he think he's got the cover for it? Does he hold it? He does. But there is the flank shot from the back by Automatic. Third round for Cloud9, and maybe Luminosity have indeed been broken.
Those are one of the rounds that you just hate to see to lose. Luminosity had positional, they had time advantage, they knew where the bomb was, and they pretty much knew that Cloud9 had to rush outside at that point. And they still somehow, Luminosity still somehow lost the round. It's just kind of heartbreaking to see.
Yeah, that was really weird to see that that was a ton of events, but it's a much needed and welcomed round for Cloud9, who have otherwise been struggling a little bit here on the first half. I don't think anyone's really got going so far on this T side as we enjoy the pause. That amount of typing, I can only assume that it's a technical.
Unless they're talking smack to each other.
Unless,
that's what I'd be doing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, people don't use the tactical timeout enough just to throw some crap at their opponents. You know,
your flashes suck. You know,
it's just the flame people.
Be nice about it. You don't have to talk about their family members.
Maybe if Sliggy still played the game,
silver.
that's what he would do. Tactical timeout, just.
I would feed them false information, like hints.
In StarCraft, you could get bans, and would get like a forfeit as a pro gamer if you would write anything but GG in a match.
Wow.
Yeah, they were really serious about it.
Is that because of Idra?
No, the Korean StarCraft. I mean, he was a B teamer effectively, right?
Yeah, he was.
So.
I think it was on CJ Ents.
Yeah.
Or not.
CJ Entis, yeah.
Was it?
I believe so.
It's a long time ago.
Indeed.
But Cloud9, right here, right now, looks like it's going to be an inside fake. Or I don't know. They made their way, or made some noise Ivy. It's a double fake. What's going on here?
Oh, okay. Big whiff there. That's they're trying to make it look like he's lurking. And they're going to go into the B bomb site. Poor rotation, and the Ivy players come out. But Golden actually caught someone, so it's a 2v2 on the bomb sites here as Cloud9 come out of this Ivy choke point, which is not favorable with the bomb. And nice trade from Automatic, but he's got a lot to do. Lucas still towards the back line, and I think it seems to be the case that Automatic realizes this, and he's waiting for his teammates to give him a hand. And they'll do so. Just announcing his presence. Pew pew through the smoke. Running forwards with the USP in hand. Ooh, nice shot there from Lucas. Pushing forwards now. There's nothing to lose in this situation. Can Can he find anything else? I'm not going to give him a peek. Gonna just set up a crossfire and make it impossible for him to close this one down. Nice flash, actually. But not nice enough. 4 to 6, Cloud9. That plan almost backfired enormously.
Yeah, this one was terrible. Luminosity almost had advantage of that, but Cloud9 luckily scraping by with the skin of their teeth.
It's pretty cool, though, because you don't often see a play like that where you specifically expose the lurker, kind of sacrifice him. He gets information as to where they are, as well as then you go for the execute onto the B site and then hope that pulls the rotation. I like it.
It's what they say, sweaty. Very sweaty strat.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Lucas just chilling there. Finish him off. You're going to finish him off. There we go.
How did he not hit rush once?
I know, right?
That was really weird.
It's unfortunate. Minute 30 for Cloud9 to avoid any more nonsense. Neckers wants to go for the gun eventually. Ooh, some spam, picks up the AK, but he can't fire a gun. More HEs sailing down. Golden and Rush could get taken out with, well, easier. I won't say relative ease, because 1 versus 4, nothing is easy apart from dying. Cloud9 looking to tie the score. So, I think Luminosity need more like 9 rounds on this CT half. I think they need at least 9 rounds. Well, maybe I don't know what to say against Cloud9 specifically, so I'll just go with 9 rounds. Because again, they have the coordination, despite how I mean, for people at home, it might be disappointing their run at Blast. I think the weird thing is, like, I can't gauge what the ceiling is for this Cloud9 team. I have no idea.
I think there is definitely an experience thing with Vice. I think with Golden, he's just come back. That's going to take some time. Cajun B, it's a completely new team as well.
You've got to learn the strengths and weaknesses of your teammates.
So,
among other things.
If the team is going to work, it will just take some time. And they're in this awful position because they're already taking so much time. So I don't know how much, if there's any pressure from the big men behind the team, or if there's not. If they understand the situation, it's hard to say. Speculation for me. But they have good players, and sometimes it can surprise you when you put somebody that you're used to seeing in one role in a different role entirely.
They excel and they do well. But Cajun B, never expect him to be a fragger, but he's been fragging for Cloud9 for the most part.
Danish blood.
Ivy being contested, a double dink from Steel to pre-fire, and he continues to do well. Looking for a shallow smoke grenade to enable his own escape, and he'll be able to do that. 4v3, Cloud9 have got to go back and retrieve the bomb. There are 2 players making inroads towards the B-bomb site in response to what was going on towards Ivy. Words just stopped coming into my brain for a second there. The bomb's on a long rotation, maybe assuming that there could be somebody towards Top Dog. Progress is slow, and that will leave Automatic alone now. No one else will make it there, so plan B is A, or plan C rather is A, because plan A was Ivy. Nothing doing in that round, nothing doing at all.
Yeah, so the B dash was really smart, and I felt like that was going to do a lot of damage, but no one could, like, they were struggling to get any frags, which really is a shame. And that's right now, it just does feel like Cloud9 is struggling in the fragging spots. The Luminosity, everyone's playing pretty well. On Luminosity, everyone's hitting their shots and everything like that. For Cloud9, no one's really looking that impressive right now, and that's got to change. They already have 5 rounds and they lost the pistol, so it's a pretty decent T-half so far regardless. If they could eke out 1 or 2 more rounds, they'd be pretty happy, and I think that would make it very competitive. So double Mac 10. Might see them going towards B. Yeah, but then what you really do want to clear, you got to clear this position first, because it can be a great tell. CT can sit there, get information. Also, that CT can quickly rotate and flank you if you go into B quickly. And there's already 2 players, so it really feels like they understand what's happening. this will be very difficult to break for Cloud9.
The old connector smoke.
That said, their rotation is pretty far away. So if they're fast, now they just wait for Cajun B as well to get something from Ivy.
Seems really upset that the TV fell off. Now we have the execute into the B bomb site. Lucas is preparing for a potential flank. Still 2 players for Luminosity towards the A bomb site. They haven't seen anybody just yet. And Cajun B's the first man to open things up, but they seem to know it's going to be a B. They seem convinced anyway. Henny looking for another flanker. Moving up the sidewalk, 2 players. Spray not happening for Bolts. Loses to a Mac 10 steal.
Oh.
That's beautiful second headshot from him. Single-handedly decimating the push on the B bomb site. Henny's there from A to B to clean up Golden. That second frag was unbelievable from Steel.
Was he falling down?
He was, yeah. It was just a random shot. He got really fortunate there, but really great passage of play.
Oh
yeah,
my
he's falling
Oh,
off.
that was completely random. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
There's a built-in aimbot in this game.
A stroke of chance.
So one thing about this round I think that could have made things very different is if Cloud9 had taken Pop Dog away, because the reason why Luminosity knew that was going to be B is because they had Pop Dog. If Cloud9 wanted to go back to A, they have to take Pop Dog away. If you don't do that, then it's such an easy amount of info. Ooh, what a spray down. It's such an easy situation for you. You have to take Pop Dog away. And also, Luminosity have shown in multiple rounds that they are trying to take Pop Dog at fast timings, which is also punishable if you try to get an AWPer to try to peek from T main to catch the cross around E-box. That's also a way to help to punish that. And if you play fast towards Olofmeister as well as try to take Pop Dog quickly, I think you can kind of punish that kind of dash forwards. So it'd be nice to see.
I get confused because I feel like Europeans call ladder Pop Dog, but 1.6 Pop Dog was lower bomb train. That word bomb train.
Was it that far back?
Yeah.
Because in Source, I play a lot of Source, and it's the same as in Source here, I think.
At least that's what my teams called it.
Yeah,
They called. I don't know if that was the common thing.
It's a Pop Dog train outside of the ladder room, yeah. Okay, well, the opening pick will go to automatic. And they need to convert this. But maybe they won't, because Henny is on the scene, and he's ready to destroy the chances of Cloud9. Rush will try to wrap around the back, and he's going to find it. Okay, how many more will he try to get here? This is a big play from Rush. He needs to get 2 out of this. He's looking for the Ivy player. This is really scary right now because there's a world where he does turn around. And right now, someone could try to make some noise somewhere and see if they could draw attention so Rush can find the next player. But he needs to always have Henny in vision so that he can get the double kill. This is really intense. Eventually, with 30 seconds left, he has to just go for the kill. His teammate is in position on Ivy. He's got to go for this. And there it is. Throws the smoke, takes down Henny. And how far can Rush take this one?
They didn't realize that Luminosity, seeing nothing on A, started rotating towards the B bomb site. Now they rotate back. Rush is the old bomb, but he's given himself cover as Naked starts to creep in. A crouch pick won't be enough. 1 versus 2. HE in his hand might not be the best idea. Trying to stop the plant, but won't happen. 6 rounds for Cloud9 at halftime. 9 for Luminosity after the break. We'll see who continues with the pistol. Welcome back to the land of Counter-Strike, ECS, in the Face It Towers, live here from Santa Monica, where the sun is going down and the sky is getting darker. Luminosity lead by 3. Will 9 rounds be enough to cover the shortcomings on their T sides?
I think this will be 16-14, James.
And who? What
To
favor?
who, Dan? Do you want to add that to your little
No,
comment?
it doesn't. It doesn't.
No, you don't want to?
No, because I think that it can go either way, but I think it's going to go very, very, very close.
Okay.
And I'm not predicting the overtime.
So you think it's going all the rounds?
Yeah, I think so. See how the pistol starts though. It was a bad pistol for Cloud9 in the first half, but this is not a bad start. It's not advantage there, but Automatic and Vice are alive to try to do the damage, to try to equalize, to try to get that good start that they need. The money, the guns, the SMGs. That's what they're dreaming of already. Nice pops from Vice as it's just bolts left. And it's 10 HP. That's what he's got to work with. And a P250. And Vice is going to shut him down. And he's going to defile.
What is he going to do now?
He's going to defile him.
Defile him?
After the fact.
Exactly.
That's a great way to start the second half, Dan.
I know. I was about to take it into a more dark and depressing place, but I decided
really?
not to.
Then
That's
that-
why there's a pause. Yeah.
You're getting a bit Prison Break on us there.
Yeah.
She just let it out.
Do you remember when there was that one broadcast where my mind was broken, and I went off on like a 2-minute run about how you can't trust human beings or something like that, and how everyone will let you down, and you'll
Did you
die
say your
alone.
mind was broken?
Yeah, I was like,
You thought it was broken just for one day?
I had like a fever, and I was burnt out, and you know it was bad times. Anyway, what a great memory that was.
Were you right,
So,
though?
well, I don't know. I think I take a more optimistic viewpoint these days, generally, mostly.
His mind has experienced no repair since then or before.
Oh, bomb down. That's objective completed. They'll get an achievement, maybe. Achievement unlocked. Bomb plant.
How is he still alive?
I find it strange.
There you go.
How is he still alive?
I find it strange that like Danger Zone was released, and yet there isn't a single achievement relating to that in the Steam.
I'll tell you
because-
why, James.
Because that, I mean, well, practically everyone's going to play Danger Zone when it first came out. Right? Because it's like really cool. I think even with the second map coming out, if you could combine that with some achievements, you would increase the playtime for people who would spend more time trying it, like really trying it out.
So that's my theory, James. I think that they didn't really care too much about any of that ancillary stuff, just because the objective was really to get as many people downloading the game because it went free to play at the same time, and they got on top of the BR hype. And that's my idea. All about the users and then banning all the people that use that to cheat. So Lucas down towards hell, very fast rounds. I know this makes you happy, Eric.
I do. I like an outside rush. Chaos.
Luminosity on fast forwards in round number 18 to great success. We have Vice on an MP9. Wondering what could have been.
If you guys weren't here for our European broadcast, we saw Mouse Sports play on Train and pointed out Mouse Sports Train outside rush, similar but different. And it's really cool rush. It's my favorite rush right now in the game. Let's take a look at Mouse Sports Train. They're pretty good at it.
Luminosity move to 10. Double figures. So far, so good. The money is... Well, Automatic has $1,500. You want that man on an AWP. Vice could drop one. Will they go for a force buy? Drop the AWP. Oh, he's done it as well. He's done it.
What a team player. Vice, give him some credit.
That's what you like to see. Automatic with the AWP on Train in a force buy. A donation from his teammate, taken in kind. And off he goes to the races. 2 Orgs. I mean, it's a strong buy for the most part. It's a strong buy. If they can try to lure Luminosity in the right direction with smokes and the like and just slow them down, then something can be done. They can try and force them into an erroneous situation.
So I'm looking forward to seeing Automatic Unlocked unleashed in this position with an AWP. He likes to get in there. He wants to be fully involved. Rush, defense, pop dog. Very important. We've seen how important that position can be. If a team wants to go outside, they can try to smoke it off, lock it off with, you know, a team main alley or team main Ivy splits, and you can just ignore that position if you have the right nade work. But if you don't deal with it, it can be problematic. Gold on top of the green train, which he's able to do because his teammates are so far forward. Automatic with the AWP has been taken down, and now Golden falling from the top of the green train. It's up to Rush and Cajun B, but they are doing enough work here to at least trade back the kills that they lost.
Forcing Cloud9 to move around his bomb train. Molotovs will limit. Nekiz with a lot of information, but not any more headshots, and Luminosity will get taken out. Looked good for a time, but Cloud9 with 3 of the 4 rounds so far. We didn't see many T rounds won in the first half, and I do wonder about the second. Now that Cloud9 have an opportunity to stabilize. There is another buy for Luminosity. Lucas he seems to be on a Desert Eagle only. But he's bought a smoke grenade. He's on a Desert Eagle and a smoke grenade and a Molotov.
If Henry was here, he would say, let me tell you about Lucas and his deagle. He's always good for one. And it would go something like that if Henry was here. So I've done my duty. He'll be happy and proud now. And we can move on with our lives to the B push that is imminent from Luminosity. Vice is close. He's got automatic in the back for support with the AWP. There they go, straight into the flames. They will be incinerated and burninated.
Vice just looking for a target, but his team are taking care of everyone. He'll get the last one though, through the door of course. 3 plays of Vi for Cloud9, and now with no plant for Luminosity especially, they are forced into eco territory, and this might be where Cloud9 pull away with Train.
And so on this inside execute, very interesting. No smoke lower. They probably wanted to go for the pick, which is understandable. I wish though that they threw more than one flash over the B bomb site, because one did get Vice blind for a split second, probably automatic as well. But the second one, you're able to toss that second flash as you're still running down lower. And so, you know, it's always good to have more than one flash in those kind of situations. It's really guaranteed to any blind.
And Vice has been, you know, stepping up for the team. At the top of the scoreboard for Cloud9. We'll see the outside set piece coming in here with the smokes. And with only P250s, you know, the objective here will likely just be a bomb plant if they can possibly do so, and a couple kills as well. See if they can do it. Rush is going to... Ooh, I thought the bomb was coming into his hands there. It's going to make a grab for it as it was in the air, but it is now down in the flames with all the CTs huddling around it.
Try shooting a layup right there.
And that's it. That's a wrap.
All taken out. All eliminated. One by one. Slowly, but ever so surely. Back on the buy, Luminosity. Back in a deficit.
I would like to see AWPs on Luminosity. We haven't seen too many on this T-side half. And that's one of the strengths of Henny, is AWPing. We need to see more AWP on him if we want to see that strength.
Yeah, comes with risk on the T side. Although what doesn't come with risk in Counter-Strike? Smoke and sandwich. Rush maybe looking to be flashed in by a teammate. No fear, just going to walk in and take the frag. Automatic goes first. So I think it was essentially a double peek. That was beautiful from Cajun B. Rush looking away, maybe for a flashbang. I don't know, but there's a lot of action around these choke points. One player by E-Box. Cajun B almost takes him out. That's Bolts, and now it is Vice alone. So just when you thought it was safe for Cloud9 to put in some work on the CT side, maybe it isn't. Vice repositioning. Beautiful stuff from him. You saw the highlight reel coming, but the footage was deleted by Hen1, tying the score 11-11.
That was really important, though, that he got those kills, because Luminosity don't really have an enormous amount of cash, and he's going to force a full rebuy, and he gets extra money for those kills as well. Let's not forget. That's you know, 2 extra grenades. And Luminosity take a timeout.
I want to take time out. I want to take his face
Do you
off.
remember that there was that?
What?
Do you remember there was that chocolate bar called Timeout, like in the UK?
Yes.
It's like it was pretty underrated. I feel like.
No, it was crap.
What do you mean? It's underrated.
It's high street chocolate. It's rubbish by default.
Yeah, it's all rubbish. But of all the rubbish ones, it was underrated.
I had the topic bars until one was found with a, I don't know, some kind of rodents in it, and I'm like, nah, I'm out.
Oh, what? A rodent?
Yeah?
So one of those. Oh wait. What the heck?
Not the time, Eric, because important things are happening, like flashbangs being thrown.
Oh, the lineup! 2 headshots. Oh, they are not feeling good about that one, Cloud9. Okay, is there a way to save this? That's a huge problem. A lurk this deep on Ivy. A deagle headshot of all things coming in from Henny. And now Rush is in horrible problems. The peaks here, the movement is fantastic. And there's nothing they can do. This collapses based off of one beautiful spray down from Nekkers.
Just like that, you get absolutely wiped out in terms of your money. This could be a very pivotal round, especially when you consider the damage that Vice did in the round prior. Cloud9 could still buy, but thanks to a lineup in Ivy, KGB went up the ladder afterwards to try and look over the smoke, and he was exposed, got taken down by Henny, presumably. Oh, there he was.
Ooh.
Didn't even line it up, he just flicked a 1D. Kenny will flick any weapon. And this is a very rough spot for Cloud9 there. Lost bonus is in the trashed canister. They were looking so good, but such is the nature of the beast. Nothing spent in this round. 5 USPs. It's an honest round from Cloud9. The grenade sailing towards the A bomb site. Great damage. Rush is still alive for now, but really, what expectations can we have other than a massacre?
So I said it'd be a 16-14 game, and I still think it will turn out like that. But what has been, what is difficult, I think, is that it's automatic has been struggling to have the impact that as a star player, as a dedicated AWPer, you need to have on a map like this. And I'm not sure exactly what it is because I haven't really been sort of following him specifically in all his spots and seeing sort of how, like, what's been happening. If it's a mixture of being unfortunate, or if it's, you know, his teammates aren't supporting him well enough, or, you know, it's just Luminosity disabling him really well. But whatever it is, it needs to be fixed right now. But he's on a rifle at this point, as opposed to an AWP. See what is possible here. Luminosity occupying Pop Dog with 2. Bomb with them as well now, 3. Rush is close. He's very experienced from the E-box position. How much will he get, though?
Grenade sailing into the A-bomb site. Off angles being held. And that's a big problem. Rush gets mangled immediately. KGB in a familiar position will spot the bomb. That's a great delay, but Henny with the spray. I don't think he could see anything, but he had the angle. There's a boost in connector. Nekkers right, re-smoking the connector position. That will be some sound cues, and he'll get punished for it. Golden by the IV position. There's no way to plant the bomb just yet. There is a flank coming though, and he just did touch the Molotov, which Steel hears and punishes with a big spray.
2v2 though, thanks to Vice. Steel will find Vice, so now down to automatic. We highlighted him just previously. Can he step up here in the clutch? There's one. Steel goes down. Oh, long range for the other one that taps. Oh, beautiful crab walking as well for the 3K. Automatic will step up when he's most needed. And I was worried for them there. You know, Rush going down for free.
Well, you should still be worried for them because look at the money.
But I mean, in that round, you know, this I think if they lose this round, it is just over.
Winning the round with just one player alive could be a curse in disguise. They're going to have some serious issues with their buys. You can see we've got the UMP onto Vice, we've got the MP9. Automatic's got the most forward spawn, a very impressively aggressive spawn, but maybe ideally you'd want an SMG with that spawn to go into the Pop Dog position. Early flashbang ruined some of the positions for Cloud9 early, so they won't have that Pop Dog position. And Steel just creeps in for free.
That's the thing. If you're on your T side, you're really good at punishing Pop Dog, then eventually you will just be getting it for free because the CTs will stop taking those risks as well. So you can't condition your opponents like that. So it's important on your T side to have those routines Oh, well played. And
No
that
way.
had to be a kill. The trade comes in, but it's not enough from Rush there. And they will take over team main, so that is going to make up for that, which is fantastic for them. And it creates a lot of problems here for Luminosity because they've lost all position on the map. Now, a walk B makes a lot of sense right now if they hit the timing correctly. Vice is alone, and that is the perfect timing, especially as they connected with the nade. Automatic will step up towards sidewalk. Oh, that's a critical 1v1 lost, and things swing back into the favor of Luminosity.
Side plant from Lucas. Beautiful shot, instant trade from Bolts, and this is the disaster that Cloud9 couldn't afford. They came into it weak. They took aggressive decisions to make up for the shortcomings, and it didn't quite work out for them. And now Luminosity, I think, are in a very strong position to take the first map of this series.
I think one of the things that is a bit jarring for me is just the lack of explosiveness on Cloud9, and I think some of the counter utility in some of the outside spots, I mean, obviously not talking about the previous round, but I mean in general, hasn't necessarily been there to prevent Luminosity from getting out of those choke points, and or at least having a more difficult time in doing so. Cloud9 have been playing a lot of forward setups, but not been getting huge value from it. And Bolts will creep. Should be pretty easy for Cloud9. This is a reminiscent setup of what Carrigan offered up with Mouse Sports. And there we go. Stack has been spotted. Gun can be collected, I think. Indeed, Golden's got it. Nothing found with it, though.
There we go. Game point for Luminosity. I think we'll all agree that if Luminosity are to win this series, they need to do it in 3. So this start is not too shabby. Cloud9 on the buy once again. I don't believe they're going to have an AWP. The automatic is
50 short from the AWP. That
capable
sucks.
with a rifle as well. And if they can win this round, they can take Henny's AWP potentially. Easier said than done.
Less AUGs, more A1s. That's how it goes. That's the money system for you.
Grenades into the A-bomb site, and they're looking to spread out quickly and take map control in many different places. Nekiz is holding down a W button, and Vice has been deleted, trying to hold down a choke point of connector before the CTs can get it. Can't quite do it. Bolt's trying to pick up the slag. A deep HE grenade, which will help him take out Rush with the long spray, and Luminosity look ready to take this game.
Yeah, they're just winning all the fights, all of the fights, and that's been one of the biggest problems here is just individual superiority over Cloud9. Golden will be put to rest, 16-12. Luminosity will take it somewhat convincingly as we move into that second half. So well played to Luminosity, and Cloud9, you know, as we talked about with the maps, they will still have a pretty solid shot at this series, but they will have to step up individually because they were very flat here and they didn't have quite the detail and punchiness to their play that you would want to expect from a team like Cloud9.
Yeah, with Luminosity just pretty much outshooting Cloud9 in last situations. The play style from Luminosity's T side also kind of threw off Cloud9. A lot of runouts, a lot of just contact plays, which caught Vice off guard at least 2 times that we saw just the last couple rounds. And so a lot of that just kind of just slowly caught Cloud9 off guard, and you know, you lost rounds because of it.
So one thing actually I would like to throw out there as a caveat to this for Cloud9 that we forgot to talk about is that they just did, like me and James, 20 hours of travel plus from Madrid, so they are well and truly jet lagged and travel and like messed up from the travel, so that is also a factor.
Rough map for Golden, 8-24. Maybe he can pick it up on Inferno, which will be the second map. A good average of kills, I would say, on Luminosity, and they've got to be filled with confidence going into the second map again. The second map is Inferno. It comes up after the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you back here very shortly indeed. Spinning the pen.